less sleep equals more productivity. And that is just not true. And I can provide you with all of the evidence. So we need to get rid of this sort of sleep machismo attitude. Introduction. In a world that never sleeps, the importance of rest has been overshadowed by the glorification of constant activity and productivity. But in truth, sleep is not just the absence of wakefulness. It is a highly active process, one that shapes our minds, our bodies, and even our very existence in ways that we are only beginning to understand. For millennia, we have been asking what sleep is for, why we spend a third of our lives unconscious, and what happens to our brains and bodies during these silent hours. These questions have remained mostly unanswered until now. The evidence is overwhelming. Sleep is the single most effective thing we can do to reset our brain and body health each day. It cleans out the mental clutter, enhances our emotional resilience, sharpens our cognitive abilities, and restores physical vitality. Yet we consistently sacrifice this essential biological necessity in pursuit of time. We trade sleep for work, entertainment, or social obligations, all while oblivious to the devastating impact it has on our health, productivity, and even mortality. In essence, we are running a silent experiment on ourselves, one in which the outcome is increasingly clear. Sleep deprivation is silently corroding our bodies, leading to widespread mental and physical ailments. We have long dismissed sleep as unproductive, but this could not be further from the truth. Sleep is one of the most productive states of being, allowing the brain to process emotions, consolidate memories, and recalibrate the entire system. Modern science has not only mapped the biological processes that unfold during sleep, but also revealed the dire consequences of cutting this process short. The question is no longer whether we need sleep, but how much damage we are doing by not getting enough of it. The battle for better sleep is not just a personal health quest, it's a public health crisis. Sleep is foundational to our well-being in a way that exercise or diet simply cannot compare. It is the precondition upon which the pillars of health are built. When we sleep poorly or inadequately, every other aspect of our health suffers. It is time we rethink how we prioritize sleep in our lives, both as individuals and as a society. The findings I will share are not just academic or theoretical. They are practical, actionable, and essential for the future of our personal health and that of the global population. Part 1. This thing called sleep. Sleep is not a uniform experience, but rather a complex and dynamic process that unfolds in stages. We move from light sleep to deep sleep, and eventually into rapid eye movement REM sleep, where dreams are born and our minds become vividly active. Each of these stages serves a specific purpose, all contributing to the overall restoration of the brain and body. One of the most fascinating aspects of sleep is how it manipulates our perception of time. When we are asleep, time seems to stretch and bend, making us unaware of the hours that pass. This time distortion is no accident, but a deliberate mechanism of the brain, allowing it to engage in long, uninterrupted maintenance without the interference of our conscious mind. As we delve deeper into sleep, the role of our circadian rhythm comes into focus. This internal clock regulates when we feel awake and when we feel sleepy, orchestrating everything from hormone release to body temperature. Our natural sleep-wake cycle is tied to the 24-hour day, driven by the rise and fall of sunlight. But in modern society, artificial light and irregular schedules have thrown this delicate system off balance. Caffeine, jet lag, and shift work are just a few of the external forces that disrupt our internal clock, making it harder for us to fall asleep or stay asleep. The body's need for consistency is often at odds with the demands of modern life, creating a perfect storm for widespread sleep deprivation. The discovery of REM sleep in 1952 opened the door to a new understanding of the purpose of sleep. It was once thought that sleep was a passive state, but REM revealed that our brains are incredibly active during certain stages of sleep, almost as if we are living an alternate life in our dreams. In this state, the brain processes emotional memories, files away important information, and even practices social interactions. Yet, despite its critical role, REM sleep is often the first casualty of sleep deprivation. When we cut short our sleep, we rob ourselves of this essential mental tune-up, leaving our brains vulnerable to stress, poor decision-making, and emotional volatility. Sleep is a universal behavior across the animal kingdom, and studying how different species sleep has provided us with important clues about its function. While humans require a consolidated block of sleep, other animals take a more fragmented approach. Dolphins, for example, sleep with one half of their brain at a time, allowing them to remain alert to predators while still resting. These adaptations show that sleep is not a luxury, but a biological imperative. Without it, animals, including humans, quickly fall apart, both physically and mentally. The sheer variety of sleep strategies in the natural world underscores its fundamental importance to life itself. Part 2. Why should you sleep? The benefits of sleep extend far beyond just feeling refreshed. Sleep profoundly impacts brain function, particularly in areas related to memory and learning. During sleep, especially deep non-REM sleep, the brain actively works to solidify and consolidate memories. It is as though the brain replays and organizes the experiences of the day, deciding which pieces of information are worth storing for the long term and which can be discarded. Shakespeare was right when he described sleep as the balm of hurt minds, because it is during these nightly hours that our brains repair themselves, resetting for the challenges of the following day. Without adequate sleep, we lose the ability to absorb and retain information efficiently. The damage from sleep deprivation is not just a matter of forgetfulness or mental fog. Prolonged lack of sleep can lead to severe cognitive deficits, impairing our ability to make decisions, react quickly, and even form coherent thoughts. The effects can be so profound that sleep-deprived individuals perform as poorly on mental tasks as those who are legally intoxicated. The loss of mental sharpness is compounded by emotional instability. Sleep is essential for emotional regulation, and without it, the brain struggles to manage stress, anxiety, and anger. The amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for fear and aggression, becomes hyperactive, while the prefrontal cortex, the area that exercises rational control, is muted. Physically, the consequences of sleep deprivation are just as dire. Chronic lack of sleep has been linked to a host of serious health problems, including heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. One of the reasons for this is the impact sleep has on the cardiovascular system. During deep sleep, heart rate and blood pressure drop, giving the body a chance to recover and repair. But when sleep is restricted, these restorative processes are cut short, placing undue strain on the heart. In fact, sleep deprivation has been shown to increase the risk of heart attacks and even shorten life expectancy. The body's immune system is also deeply affected by sleep. Studies have found that individuals who get less than 6 hours of sleep are more susceptible to infections and have a harder time recovering from illness. Weight gain and metabolic issues are another unfortunate consequence of sleep loss. When we don't sleep enough, our appetite-regulating hormones become unbalanced, leading to increased hunger and cravings for unhealthy foods. Sleep deprivation raises levels of the hormone ghrelin, which signals hunger, and decreases levels of leptin, which signals fullness. This hormonal imbalance, combined with the fatigue that makes us less likely to exercise, creates a perfect environment for weight gain. Over time, these effects contribute to obesity and increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Sleep, it turns out, plays a crucial role in maintaining a healthy metabolism, and without it, our bodies cannot properly regulate the processes that keep us healthy and fit. The cumulative effects of sleep deprivation take a toll on every aspect of our health, both mental and physical. Our ability to perform basic tasks deteriorates, our emotional resilience crumbles, and our bodies begin to break down under the strain. We often think of sleep as something that can be sacrificed in the name of productivity or entertainment, but the truth is that without it, we are not truly functioning at our best. The question is not whether sleep is important, but why we continue to neglect it in the face of overwhelming evidence. Part 3. How and why we dream. Dreaming is one of the most mysterious and fascinating aspects of sleep. During REM sleep, when most dreaming occurs, the brain becomes highly active, almost as if it is awake. But instead of responding to the outside world, the brain turns inward, creating a rich and vivid dreamscape. Dreams serve many purposes, some of which we are only beginning to understand. One theory is that dreams act as a sort of overnight therapy, allowing us to process difficult emotions in a safe environment. This is known as the overnight therapy theory, which suggests that dreams help to soften the sting of painful memories and make sense of emotional experiences. The brain, during REM sleep, is particularly good at integrating emotional memories and putting them into perspective. Studies have shown that individuals who dream about traumatic experiences tend to cope better with the emotions tied to those experiences in waking life. This emotional processing function may be why REM sleep is so vital to our mental health. Without it, we are more likely to experience anxiety, depression, and mood swings. The brain seems to use dreams to rehearse social situations and potential threats, preparing us for real-life challenges. In a way, dreams act as a mental gymnasium where the brain practices and refines its emotional and social skills. Beyond emotional healing, dreams are also closely tied to creativity. Many of history's greatest thinkers and artists have credited their dreams with inspiring some of their most brilliant ideas. The surreal, often illogical nature of dreams allows the brain to make connections it might not otherwise make when awake. During REM sleep, the brain is not bound by the constraints of logic or reality, giving it the freedom to experiment with new ideas and solutions. This is why some of our most creative and inventive thoughts come to us in our dreams. It is as though the brain is free to play, creating novel ideas that can be put to use once we wake. Interestingly, some people are able to control their dreams through a phenomenon known as lucid dreaming. Lucid dreamers are aware that they are dreaming and can even manipulate the dream's events and characters. While not everyone experiences lucid dreams, those who do often report feeling a sense of empowerment and wonder. Lucid dreaming offers a glimpse into the remarkable flexibility of the dreaming brain and raises intriguing questions about the potential to harness dreams for personal growth or problem solving. Whether we are passive participants or active directors in our dreams, the importance of dreaming cannot be overstated. It is an essential part of sleep that supports emotional well-being, creativity, and cognitive function. Part 4. From sleeping pills to society transformed. In our quest for better sleep, many have turned to sleeping pills as a quick fix. However, these medications often do more harm than good. While they may induce sleep, they fail to replicate the natural architecture of sleep, particularly REM and deep sleep, which are essential for cognitive and emotional restoration. Sleeping pills sedate rather than rejuvenate, leaving us with a false sense of restfulness. Long-term use of these drugs can lead to dependency, memory problems, and an increased risk of developing other health issues. What's more alarming is that sleeping pills can increase the likelihood of death and cancer, creating a dangerous cycle where short-term solutions exacerbate long-term health risks. Cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia SEPT offers a far more effective and sustainable solution. Unlike sleeping pills, SEPT addresses the root causes of poor sleep, such as anxiety, stress, and unhealthy sleep habits, through techniques like sleep restriction, stimulus control, and relaxation training. SEPT helps people rewire their brains to associate the bed with sleep rather than wakefulness or worry. Studies show that SEPT is not only more effective than sleeping pills in the long run, but it also produces lasting improvements in sleep quality without the harmful side effects. By retraining the brain, individuals can regain control over their sleep patterns and enjoy the full restorative benefits that sleep provides. Our modern lifestyle is one of the greatest obstacles to healthy sleep. The invention of artificial light, particularly the blue light emitted by screens, has disrupted our natural sleep-wake cycles or circadian rhythms. Exposure to light at night confuses the brain into thinking it is still daytime, suppressing the production of melatonin, the hormone that signals sleep. In addition, the demands of a 24/7 society, where work and social obligations often extend into late hours, further erode the consistency and quality of sleep. Industrialization, shift work, and the global economy have created a culture that values productivity over rest, leading to widespread sleep deprivation and the health consequences that come with it. The societal impact of poor sleep extends beyond individual health. Sleep-deprived workers are less productive, more prone to errors, and at greater risk of accidents. In fact, some of the most catastrophic accidents in recent history, such as the Chernobyl disaster and the Exxon Valdez oil spill, were partially attributed to sleep-deprived workers. The cost of insufficient sleep is not just measured in lost productivity, but also in the billions of dollars spent on the billions of deaths related to sleep disorders, chronic illness, and mental health issues. If we are to address the sleep crisis, it will require a fundamental shift in how we value and prioritize sleep, both on a personal and societal level. Creating a culture that values sleep will require changes in policy, education, and corporate practices. Schools should start later to align with the natural sleep cycles of adolescents, who are biologically programmed to go to bed and wake up later than adults. Employers should recognize that well-rested employees are more productive and creative, offering flexible schedules and encouraging good sleep hygiene. Public health campaigns must emphasize the importance of sleep, dispelling myths that sleep is a sign of laziness or weakness. It is time we recognize that sleep is not a luxury, but a necessity for the health and well-being of individuals and society as a whole. Conclusion. The science of sleep has unveiled one fundamental truth. Sleep is the foundation of good health. It influences every aspect of our lives, from how we think and feel to how long we live. Yet, as a society, we continue to neglect it, often viewing sleep as expendable in the pursuit of productivity or entertainment. We now know that this view is not only misguided but dangerous. The cost of sleep deprivation is measured in diminished cognitive abilities, impaired emotional regulation, and a range of physical health issues from heart disease to obesity. More than that, poor sleep shortens our lifespan, making it one of the most critical factors in determining our overall well-being. What we have learned is that sleep is not a passive state, but an active and complex process, one that our brains and bodies need to function at their best. It is during sleep that our brains consolidate memories, regulate emotions, and even rehearse social interactions. Our bodies repair damaged cells, regulate metabolism, and bolster the immune system, all while we are blissfully unaware. This nightly maintenance is irreplaceable, and no amount of willpower or caffeine can substitute for what sleep provides. The consequences of neglecting sleep are profound and far-reaching, touching every corner of our lives in ways we often fail to recognize. As we move forward, the challenge is not just personal but societal. We must begin to value sleep as an essential component of a healthy life. This means shifting our cultural attitudes, designing workplaces and schools that respect the biological need for sleep, and educating people on the importance of sleep hygiene. It means making sleep a public health priority, one that is as important as diet or exercise. The future of our health, and even our civilization, depends on it. In the end, the science is clear. Sleep is not optional, and we can no longer afford to treat it as such.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the Author Echoes for more content like this. Drop a comment below to let us know what you found most interesting, or if you want us to cover any books that we haven't yet. Until next time, keep pushing towards your goals.